Hello, my name's Hannah, and this video has been a long time coming. It's just been a case of finding the right time and being in the right sort of headspace to film it. Partly because I've wanted to just think about what I was gonna talk about and yeah, just go from there basically. So as you might be able to see from behind me, back at the end of last year, I went out to New York and I ran the New York City Marathon. So I just thought I would, we'll backtrack slightly and I will just kind of give a little bit of an overview of my running journey and kind of where I'm at now and how I got to New York City Marathon. So I started my running journey back in January 2020, but I started running mainly because my aunt had started running and I had a friend who was doing quite a lot of running and I just felt like really unfit, really, just like really unhealthy. So decided that I'd sign up to a 5K race with my aunt. And that was kind of how the running started, really, to be honest. And then a couple of months into my running journey, I signed up for the Great North Run. Obviously, none of that actually happened because lockdown happened, COVID happened. I didn't race at all during 2020 when I actually started running. I did do a few virtual races. I worked my way up to a half marathon and I ran my first half marathon in September 2020, which was the virtual Great North Run. And then fast forward a few months later, I actually signed up to do the virtual London Marathon. I then got offered a place to do the actual London Marathon in October 2021 through my work. So I ran my first marathon in October 2021. I ran it in 6 hours, 3 minutes and a few seconds. I can't remember exactly what it is. And yeah, after that, I basically said I was never going to run a marathon again. Like a lot of first-time marathon runners, I wouldn't say I didn't enjoy it. It was hard. I struggled in the training. I got injured in sort of the peak weeks. Not full on injured, but a little niggle, which meant I really struggled. So I basically ended up going into London Marathon, having never run further than a half marathon, which obviously not ideal. But yeah, I completed a London Marathon in 6 hours, 3 minutes. So as I said, I came out of that not wanting to run a marathon again, and it took me quite a long time actually. It took me the best part of a year to kind of get over that, understand what happened basically. I had continued my running journey, so just prior to signing up for the London Marathon, I'd actually ended up signing up with a coaching company. So I'm coached by a company called Purdy Performance, which is the coaching company set up by Charlotte Purdue and her partner Adam. And I have gained so much more confidence in my running ability, so much more knowledge, so much more understanding, that as the time went on, I actually decided I wanted to give the marathon another go based on what I'd learned through my running journey basically. So towards the end of 2022, I signed up to the Berlin Marathon ballot. But on the sidelines of that, I'd actually started researching going to the New York Marathon, New York City Marathon through Sports Tours International, because I knew that I was going to be doing this by myself. And deep down, I kind of hoped I didn't get into Berlin, just because I'd kind of made this little plan on the sideline that if that failed, I was going to go to New York and I was going to run the New York City Marathon. So as it happened, I didn't get a place in Berlin, which meant I went down the route of New York basically. So I signed up through Sports Tours International. As I said, I went by myself. I did their full package, which was the flights and hotel and race place package. Don't ask me how much it cost. It cost over £3,000. I do not regret a single penny of that money I spent at all. So I went for, I think it was 5 nights in the end. I did the race flight and hotel package, the complete package, which included my flights to New York. It also included airport transfers, and it also included my hotel. Now, one thing I will just point out about Sports Wars International, you are also paying for a service. You're also paying for a premium hotel. So whenever I see kind of these comments about Sports Wars International being expensive, yes, it is. But I did my research prior to signing up through them, and actually there wasn't much difference in price. So I stayed just off Times Square. So I stayed at the West Inn in Times Square, literally a block across from Times Square itself. So conveniently situated for getting to the buses where I got to the start line from, and also from getting back at the finish, and just everything else I wanted to do while I was in New York. It was just so convenient. I had a really good beginning of 2023. I ran a new 10k personal best, a new 5k personal best. I ran 2 half marathon PBs in March and April in 2023. And then I struggled a little bit coming out of that. I had a bit of an issue with an ankle injury. I started to get back into training again, and then I had a bit of a knee problem. I had that classic runner's knee. I actually then got over that knee problem, and I had a really good first 6 weeks of training. I actually got up to 30 kilometers in my peak week. But then it started to go a little bit downhill from then. I got shin splints. And yeah, it just wasn't great, to be honest. I wasn't as well prepared going into New York as I wanted. But that said, I knew I was in a much better position going into New York than when I ran London 2 years prior. So as I said, I went out to New York by myself, met some people through sports tours, and yeah, my goal for running the New York Marathon was to try and run it in 5.5 hours. That was my absolute A goal. My B goal was sub 5 hours 45, and then my C goal was sub 6, and then my D goal was just to enjoy it and have fun. So I kind of went into it kind of confident I might be able to get my 5.5 hour goal, but that didn't happen, and I came out with a time of 5 hours 43 minutes and 41 seconds. So I'm proud of that. It was a 20-minute personal best for me. I just thought I would use this video to kind of talk through my New York experience, really, and I will kind of put photos, clips, whatever, in amongst this. I made it to New York. It's been a long day. It's currently only 7:10 New York time, but I've been up since like 4:30 UK time, and it's currently 10:11 UK time, so I'm very ready for bed. But I'm gonna try and keep myself awake a little bit longer. Yeah, just so that I don't have too much jet lag, hopefully. So try and stay awake until like 9ish. Right, anyway, welcome to my room. I will give you a little tour quickly. So here we go. Come in. Here's my little bathroom. We've got a bath, which is quite nice. I thought I was going to have a bath, just based on the reviews and what I saw on the website, which is great because I will probably be wanting a bath on Sunday night. And yeah, coming then into the bedroom. So in terms of New York rooms, this is actually flipping huge. I'm actually quite happy with it. So excuse the mess. I've been doing some unpacking and sorting out, and yeah, everything. But yeah, this is my room. I'm on the 23rd floor, so got quite a nice view. I won't show you the view tonight because you won't see anything because of the reflection in the window. But yeah, I'm on the 23rd floor. So yeah, I thought I would just briefly share what I've been doing this evening, what I packed, because I meant to do a little packing video before I left home, but I didn't get around to it. So yeah, so packing, what did I bring? So I bought my suitcase, as you can see here, as well as this rucksack. This is a 36-litre Cabin Zero backpack. I was really unsure about bringing it just because of whether it would fit under the seat on the aeroplane, but I didn't really need to worry about that. There was plenty of space in overhead lockers, and it did actually fit under the seat, which was good. So in that rucksack I had my race day kit. So I had my shoes. My shoes of choice are here. So we have got the Adios Pro 3. I also had this packing heat, which has got my running gear in for Sunday as well, because that's one thing I really to risk losing. But also in there I also had a few other bits. So I had a packet of jelly babies. I also had this, so it's my electrolytes, and also just some cereal bars and stuff which I need for the weekend. I also packed my energy gels, so my liquids bag. It's ridiculous. This was my liquids bag on the plane. Got like 9 energy gels in. But they've made it. They all seem to be in one piece, which is great. And then also in there, right, that rucksack, I had things like my portable charger, some charger cables. I also bought a adapt plug in there, as well as a GoPro camera, iPad, like those kind of valuable kind of items. And I have got my suitcase, so I'm going to share some of the stuff that I bought in my suitcase. So it's a bit extreme perhaps, but we'll go with it. So I have got 3 bottles of Lucozade. One I'll be taking to the start line, the other 2 I'll probably have one on Monday or also Sunday evening possibly, I don't know yet, but I bought them. I'm not taking them home with me. I also had in my suitcase a porridge pot. I also bought some bagels, partly as a snack, but also because I've got quite a late start time on Sunday and I wanted to take another little snack with me so that I've got something else to eat while I'm waiting, because yeah, I just think I'm going to need a second breakfast for starting at 11:30. I have had these bits. These are my throwaway layers. So I actually went to Primark and bought a fleece, a cheap fleece, a cheap like big baggy jumper. I've got a beanie hat and some old gloves, and I've got some joggers. Also randomly in my suitcase I have this travel kettle, because in America they don't do kettles in rooms. You have a coffee maker but not a kettle, so I bought a kettle so that I can make my porridge pots up. Also some sweets, because needs must. Also other random things I bought with me. Also got my massage ball. I have also got he's like, oh, I've got this, which is like just a load of medicines and that kind of jazz. Also in here I have got some cutlery for my porridge. I've also bought an empty plastic water bottle. You might think I'm crazy for that, but it's a nice small size. I'm undecided yet what I'm going to do about water for race day. So I thought I'd bring this because it's quite a nice small one that I could actually fill up and carry for the first 5k, because there's no water stops for the first 5 kilometers. So yeah, bought that with me. Again, I can throw away. I've also randomly bought sun cream, because although we are in November, it's looking quite sunny on Sunday. So I thought better be safe, put some sun cream on first thing in the morning. So I've done it. And also in my suitcase I bought a spare set of energy gels, just in case anything happened to the set that I bought in my hand luggage. As it happens, they all seem fine, so that's good, but I did bring the spare set in case. Again, they don't really take up any space. So yeah, going back to today, so I arrived into JFK at, it's about 1:10. And then I got straight through security and immigration without too much problem. I was through by 1:45, so we only waited about 15 minutes to get through immigration, which is really, really good. I was expecting a lot longer, because when me and mum came here back in 2010, we queued for ages for immigration. But no, we got through really quickly, I think because we were the only flight that had arrived in, so it was fine. Never travelled alone before. Like, I have travelled alone, but I've always really met someone at the end, like when I've gone on like abroad. But this is the first time I've ever really travelled by myself, not knowing anyone. When I checked in at the airport this morning, I burst into tears on the check-in lady, and she was like, "Where are you going?" And I just burst into tears because I'd literally just said bye to mum and dad. So she took pity on me. I told her where I was going and everything like that, and I said about my bags and how I really hoped it didn't get lost or anything, because I've got stuff in there that I really need. He put a priority luggage tag on my bag for the weekend, so yeah, my bag made it, thankfully, which is really good. So we arrived back into JFK, and then I was met by Sports Tours International, so I've booked the complete travel package, which gives me flights, hotel, airport transfers, and also the race place. So I did that. So we were met by Sports Tours International at the airport. There were 35-ish of us who were picked up from them off our flight, and then we made our way to our hotels. It took absolutely ages to get here. I don't remember what time I got here. Let me find out. So we probably left JFK about 2:30, and I think it probably took about 2 hours to get here. I got here at probably about 4:30, so it took about 2 hours to get here. It's just so long. The worst bit was actually the dropping off at the hotels and like round the Manhattan. But anyway, we've made it. I literally got into the room, I FaceTimed my mum and dad just to let them know I was here, and then I literally went straight out again because I had a bit of a headache. I was just tired. I didn't really want to do anything this evening, just chill. So my priority was that I popped out. I went, my plan was always that I was going to run out to Target. So there's a Target literally around the corner from where I'm staying, which is really, really convenient for buying a few bits and pieces. So I went round I briefly popped into Times Square just to take a picture, just to say I'd been there. I then popped into Hard Rock Cafe because mum wanted me to get her a t-shirt, and then I came back via Target and bought a few bits. So what did I buy? This is my little stash. So I bought some water. I bought myself a few little fizzy drinks. This is for Sunday, my little treat, my proper full sugar Coke. And then I've got a cherry Coke and a normal Pepsi. I bought some crisps just as a snack. Bought some Oreos. And this was the smallest pack of Oreos I could find. I wanted to buy like just normal ones, but they were really expensive, but also huge, and I didn't want to buy a huge one, so I bought some minis. Bought some bananas because I will want a banana for Sunday, but also just it's a nice little snack for me if I want them. But also because I'm doing my own breakfast, so I can have a banana in my breakfast. Just bought a couple of apples, and then I bought a couple of porridge pots. I will probably buy another one of these, assuming I like the one I had tomorrow. I didn't want to buy 3 or 4 of them to find I didn't like them, but assuming I like them, I will buy a couple more. But yeah, also today I picked up my lanyard for my after party. I'm not entirely sure yet whether I'm gonna go. I might just go for a drink. When I say drink, it'll be a Coke. But we, as part of my tour package with the tour operators, we get entry to a after party. So they've booked out Hard Rock Cafe for us, and there's free food and free drink. So I've got that as an option for Sunday. Just forgot what else I bought in Target. I actually bought some Swiss Miss. When I went to Bermuda with uni in 2014, at the place we stayed, they had this Swiss Miss. We were all obsessed with it. We all loved it. But you can't get it at home, and it's really expensive to import. So I thought, you know what, I might actually want a hot chocolate or 2 myself while I'm out here, but also I'll buy some to take home with me. So after I'd done my shopping, I dropped that back here, and then I ran straight out to McDonald's. There's a McDonald's over the road, which is so convenient. Not great for, not the best food to have, but needs must. I was just tired, I was hungry, I had such a bad headache, I didn't feel too great. So I thought I'll run over to McDonald's, grab a McDonald's, get some food in me. So McDonald's it was. It's so expensive though. It's like $12 for like a cheeseburger, some chips and a drink. Mad. And tomorrow my plan is that I'm gonna go over to the expo in the morning. So I think that opens at 10, but also there's something called the High Line, which it wasn't actually a thing when I was here last, but I've been recommended it by a few people. So it literally starts by where the expo is. So I think I'm gonna go do a quick wander down the High Line and then go into the expo, and then go to the expo, spend a fortune, pick my number up, come back here, drop my bag off, what I buy, and then I will, I've just literally booked to do one of the hop on hop off bus tours tomorrow. I didn't really know what to do tomorrow, but the hop on hop off bus tour means I can literally jump on and off and get some pictures, be a little bit of a tourist. I've got Hard Rock Cafe booked for dinner tomorrow. Hello, I'm back again after what feels like it's been a very long day already. It's only 4:30 my time, but I decided to pop back to the hotel because I kind of done everything I wanted to do today, and yeah, got a dinner reservation at 6:30, so thought I'd just come back to the hotel, chill for a little bit, and also tidy up because yes, look. So yeah, I went to the expo this morning, picked my number up for the main race. Ta-da! That's my number. Also picked up my number for the 5k tomorrow morning. So the 5k in the morning, I'm literally just gonna like run 20 minutes and then walk the rest of it. Nothing dramatic. No point doing anything stupid. And then yeah, I bought quite a lot of stuff. So let me show you what I bought. So I did buy an awful lot, and perhaps too much, but I figured that if I wanted to get stuff, I needed to get it because I can't get it back at home basically. So this is my t-shirt that we got anyway. This is the one, the finisher t-shirt. Well, it's not really finished t-shirt, it's just the one you get for signing up to do the marathon. So that's the one that I got for free. 5k in her. My Abbott Dash to the Finish Line 5k. Is the jacket. That is actually my birthday present from Mum and Dad. It's like a warm, like a slightly fleecy one. I've got one of these, a London Marathon one, and I really like it. It's nice and warm, so I bought that. Vest top, New York Marathon finisher. Yes, slightly premature buying finisher stuff, but I wanted to get it while I saw it, just in case when I go on Monday I couldn't get the things that I wanted. Normal t-shirt, so New York Marathon t-shirt. Another just normal t-shirt. I liked this one. Actually a finisher t-shirt. A hoodie. It's a finisher hoodie again, but it was really nice. Could not buy it. I picked up a couple of pace bands. These are 5.5 hour pace bands. This, just a Morton New York bottle. And then after that, I went out. I pretty much dumped that, went straight back out. I went on a hop on hop off bus tour. Went down on the bus to the statue, downtown Manhattan. So I went to Statue of Liberty. Well, I didn't actually go, to just looked at the Statue of Liberty from a distance, and then I went to the 9/11 memorial pools, because that was what I wanted to do. Did that. I got back on the bus. I then came back to Times Square, and then I came back via finding the entrance to where I need to go for Lion King, which I did. And then I actually bumped into Lily and Johnny, who were coached by Purdy Performance as well. So yeah, that was good. Bumped into them, which was quite nice. When I got back to the hotel, I chilled for a little bit, and then Sports Source International actually put on a free drinks thing for us. So I went down to the bar to try and meet some people, and I also met a lovely lady called Ruth and her husband Clive, who actually live very close to where I work. It's kind of a small world. But it was nice that, because I then bumped into them a few times after that. So it was nice that I met some people through going to that, because ordinarily I wouldn't have bothered, but I was around. It sort of seemed a shame not to. And then I booked myself a table at the Hard Rock Cafe in Times Square. So I went to that, and yeah, and then I got back to the hotel and just chilled. And then the Saturday I ran the 5k. So I met some people. So I'm kind of a member of the 4D runners group. I kind of lurk in the background in it. I don't really post much, but I do follow them. And some of the people who are part of the 40 Runs group were actually staying at the same hotel as me. So I messaged them on Instagram and just asked them if they were going to the 5k. Because if they were, it'd be nice to walk there with them, so I wasn't walking by myself quite early in the morning. And I walked down there with Hayden, Marissa, Lulu, and the daughter of Marissa. I don't know her name, unfortunately. But that was nice. It was nice to meet them in person after kind of seeing them on social media, and just having someone around to kind of talk to and say hello to. So although I was out there by myself, I never really felt by myself. So walked over to the 5k start, ran the 5k, ran it A bit faster than I planned to, and B, ran the whole thing, which I didn't plan to. Part of that was because I'd met the people I'd met Ruth and Clive and a lady called Gemma the night before, who I then ran the 5k with. So when you're running with people, it's a little bit awkward. But I'm glad I did it. It meant I got to see the finish line, and also prepared me for the fact that the finish of the New York City Marathon is uphill, which is so mean. But it was really nice to see a bit of the route, run through Manhattan. I got some really nice pictures, and yeah, I finished that. I walked back to my hotel, but that was a bit of a disaster that morning, I won't lie. I went the wrong way out of Central Park, and then not only that, but when I got back to the hotel, I had such a mare. I got back, went up to my room, my key didn't work. So I had to go back down to the reception, tell them my key didn't work, ask me for ID, photo ID. Of course, I didn't have anything with me because I'd just been running. It was obvious I'd been running. I had my number pinned on me. I was in running gear. Obviously, I'd been running. I was like, no, funnily enough, I don't have my ID with me. So they then said, okay, well, we'll have to get security to let you in your room so that you can show the security your ID, which is fair enough, because obviously, you know, it stops people getting into rooms that they shouldn't be getting into. But I was like, right, okay, great. So if I go up there now, they'll be coming in a minute. So I went up to my room. No one appeared. I was standing outside my room for about 10 minutes and no one appeared. So I was like, for goodness sake, I'm running late already and pushing time. So I had to then go back downstairs. There was a massive queue then for reception, and I just burst into tears. It was just so overwhelming, and frustrating. But thankfully, some of the ladies from Sports Tools International were in the reception area, and I just went over to them and I burst into tears, and they were brilliant. I was like, I'm really sorry. I don't know why I'm getting so upset, but I'm here by myself. I'm struggling, and I explained what happened with my key. But because they had such a big presence in the hotel that weekend, they kind of could jump the queue. Anyway, eventually it was sorted. They let me into my room, and of course, I then had to take my passport down to reception, show them my passport so they could cut me a new key so that the same didn't happen again. So it was a right palaver. Anyway, I then managed to just about make it on time to go meet the girls who I was meeting from Purdy Performance. And then I made it back to the hotel, then had tickets to go and see Lion King on Broadway, which was nice. I'd booked that quite a while ago. it was always kind of my plan, because I thought, okay, Saturday matinee of a show is a great idea, because it means that I'm sat down, I'm not going to be walking around loads, I'm going to be saving my legs the day before the marathon, and I did. And then I went back to the hotel, and I popped in to go and see the Sports Wars International stand, because Anna from the running channel was there, which was amazing. It was a lovely surprise. That in my like beginner running journey, the running channel on YouTube was like a great source of knowledge for me in learning lots of things about running. And Anna was actually a really big inspiration for me. So actually to kind of see her, meet her, have a chat with her, and just settle some nerves was really, really nice. So then I went back up to my room and I treated myself to room service. I've never really stayed anywhere posh enough to have room service before. And also I was kind of stressed about trying to find somewhere to eat, but I'd done my research previously and I found the hotel did like pasta bolognese. So I decided to order myself room service with pasta bolognese, and I ordered some chips as well, just in case I didn't like the bolognese. And it was great. It was ready and delivered to my room within about 10 minutes. It cost me quite a lot, I'm not gonna lie, it cost me like 50 quid. But it was nice to not have the stress of trying to find somewhere to eat or anything like that. So that was nice. And then I got ready for the marathon. I got all my stuff ready and set up, got my bags together, got my Start Village bag together, and made sure I had everything, made a few last minute like gear decisions, and decided I'd go to bed. And I actually went to bed pretty early, slept reasonably well for the night before a marathon. But what did throw me though was the clocks changing. The clocks changed the night of the marathon, so they went back, which meant that I actually got an extra hour in bed, which was great, and it also meant that I was also going to be an hour early for anything rather than an hour late. But I then kind of woke up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, because I was then trying to work out whether I'd missed. I just couldn't work out the timings, and I just wasn't. I just didn't want to 100% believe that my clocks had changed, if that makes sense. But they did. It was fine. And yeah, I'll pick up marathon day and beyond in another video.